Announced plans to diminish its military presence in Germany. Well, the Pentagon will move roughly 12,000 troops out of the country. 6,400 will return to the US, while 5,400 are being sent to other European countries. Germany is a hub for American military operations in the Middle East and Africa. President Donald Trump has long called for a scaling back of US military presence in Germany and has accused Berlin of spending too little on defence. Well, let's go to Berlin now for more on this announcement. And our reporter, Jonna Kalgren, is standing by. Well, hello there to you. So this announcement doesn't come as much of a surprise, but we do have more details about this withdrawal. Can you tell us a little bit more about how this is being planned?
Well, as you say, this is not a surprise. Donald Trump has said several times that he wants to withdraw troops from Germany. But what we have now is a confirmation from the Pentagon. So, as you said, some troops will go back to the US. Some troops will end up in Italy at a base there. Other troops will be relocated to the Brussels area in Belgium to a base there. So out of the 12,000 or so, about half of them will stay in the EU, which is obviously a relief to the EU as a whole, but it's still quite painful for Germany. For a long time, since the Second World War, they've seen themselves as an important hub for American soldiers here. It's a part of the economy where these bases are based, and it's also obviously a cornerstone of the German strategic thinking and the defense strategy. So it is definitely, for Germany, problematic.
Problematic for Germany. What about in terms of European security? What does this manoeuvre mean in terms of that?
Well, just geographically, many people thought that troops would relocate east towards Russia, specifically in Poland. There's still a possibility that some troops will end up there, but the majority of the troops will end up in Italy and Belgium, so further away from Russia. So that obviously has an impact on the security thinking of the European Union, of the Europe as a whole. You know, really what they're hoping for is more of a security zone towards the east rather than anything else.
OK, well, Jonna Kalgren for us in Berlin, many thanks. Well, let's cross to Washington now, and our reporter Ray Suarez has more on the Pentagon's decision. Well, hello there to you, Ray. So let's look ahead now. If Donald Trump loses the upcoming presidential election, will this decision stand regarding the pullout of troops from Germany, or could it be reversed?
From what you're hearing from the Democratic Party in general and from candidate Joe Biden in particular, it looks like if he becomes president, he's going to have a lot of work cut out for him rejoining the world, whether it's the World Health Organization, which he promises to rejoin on day one, whether it's the Paris Climate Accord, which he says he will rejoin on day one. It's almost certain that this decision by the Trump administration would be countermanded by a brand new Biden administration. Joe Biden came of age as a politician and came to the United States Senate at the height of the Cold War. He was a familiar face in European capitals throughout his time as a United States Senator and during his time as Barack Obama's vice president. You know, the United States removed 2 combat divisions from Germany during the Obama administration, while Joe Biden was vice president. But, key difference, this was before Russia retook the Crimea, before Russia began to make mischief in eastern Ukraine, and before Russia intervened in Syria. The global chessboard has changed, and it's almost certain that the Biden administration, if it were to come to Washington in January, would set about reversing these Trump-era decisions. Isabel?
OK, well, let's look at the decision right now, because what I'm interested in finding out from you, Ray, is what's the idea behind the redeployment of these troops within Europe itself, those that are actually staying put?
Donald Trump has made no secret of his desire to punish countries that are not fully transactional with his view of why the United States is involved in the rest of the world. So from the day of his inaugural address, he wanted to remake the post-World War II consensus and America's positioning in the rest of the world. This won't really save that much money. It's going to cost billions to take those troops out of Germany. This is in part punishment for Angela Merkel's outspoken opposition of the receding U.S. leadership around the globe, and punishment for Germany not meeting its NATO commitments of 2% of gross domestic product in military spending.
OK, a transactional president. Well, many thanks, Ray Soares, for this in Washington.